Welcome to today's video where I will be doing a life of color art kit. I've seen these all over social media for a long time and I always want to do one. Every kit that I've seen online is full of beautiful bright colors and I really love that in my art, so let's get started and do this one. I chose this really cute heart tote bag. I love hearts. I think they're just so cute and I think this would be really pretty once colored in. And a tote bag is very practical and I do not mind going out in public with bright color. So this is kind of perfect for me. Now I wanted to look at these markers and I was a little bit worried when I first saw them. It's got a very small nib. I kind of wished it was a brush tip, and because I was like, how is this tiny little nib actually going to cover large spaces? But more on that later. So before I wanted to get started actually on the bag, I wanted to at least pre-design the colors I wanted to use. I didn't want things that wouldn't work well together, so I just did this in Photoshop to give myself a rough idea. I knew I wanted to make sure that every single heart was always the same color, so that way I'd have a repeated pattern. And I wanted to also make sure that things looked okay together. To do this, I just put the bag on my scanner. I also scanned the actual swatch from the side of the markers. Although I did find that the markers didn't always match the swatch, or the ink did not necessarily match the actual lid color. This wasn't too much of an issue for me because I just wanted to get a rough idea of what the actual overall look was going to be anyway. So if a color was similar, that was okay. I didn't have to be the perfect color what I expected it to be. I just wanted to make sure that I had a well-balanced bag. As you can see from the video, the bag actually comes with this adorable coin purse. It also has a number of pockets and is fully lined. It is actually a very high quality tote bag. Now, this is the most exciting part. I chose my first heart. It was the heart I actually loved the most and I couldn't wait to get started on this. And yeah, disaster happened. This red marker did not work. It had barely any ink in it. So I did reach out to Life of Color and they did send me a new pack of markers a few days later. I did have a couple of red markers and both of them did have the same problem, but that's okay. They did replace them and they were really great and their customer service was phenomenal. So I have no issues with that. Because there was a few days delay between getting a new marker and when I actually completed this project, I do use a different red fabric marker. I had some Mont fabric markers that I used for one of my older videos, and those red markers were perfect to help me continue with those hearts. I will say the other markers are actually quite nice. When the marker is very inky, you just get this strong, vibrant color. And for this, I really want those strong colors. I don't want to see the grains of the bag. And I found that because this is a very thick fabric, if you don't have a good marker, you will still see those grains. But the moment you use a new marker on this fabric, you can just see the actual ink being absorbed in. And I actually do think because this fabric is so thick, it probably actually does use a lot of ink from these markers. You probably don't get a lot of use from these markers for a future project because it's not like paper. Paper is very thin. It just absorbs into a thin layer, but I'm trying to absorb this into a material that is a few millimeters thick and I want that full heavy coverage. So it does take a lot of ink, but that's okay because I rather have a certain look and make sure that the bag looks really nice and that the hearts actually look complete. And that's just the look I want. Life of Color are an Australian company, and as an Australian, it is very exciting to be able to support a Australian business like this. I see them everywhere on social media, and for a very long time, I've wanted to do one of their projects. They always have things that make me want to buy their products. I hadn't done it yet because I don't really need a lot of the things that they're actually selling because I already have that stuff. And even in this case, I do have fabric markers, but the tote bag itself was really adorable and it really appealed to me because it is something that I can actually use in my day-to-day life. I know some people would go, why on earth would you want to go outside with this? But I don't really care about that stuff. I like to be a little bit bright and be different. I don't want to look like every other person. I don't care. It's just a fun bag, you know. I can put my sketchbook in it. I can put my laptop in it when I'm going to work. It doesn't really matter. It's just practical and I think it's fun. And I bet you people will come up to me and go, oh, where did you get that bag? Because when I went out with my Converse shoes that I did paint on this channel, I did have people coming up to me and asking where I got them. And I have no doubt that people will come up to me and ask me about this bag. It's just fun and I think it just makes me happy. That's one of the reasons I do art. I want it to be my escapism and to actually create those happy emotions. And look at this bag. Look at that heart with its little smiley face that looks like a strawberry. How could I be sad when looking at that? It just is cute and it's bright and happy and fun and I love it. So yeah, that's why I chose this bag. That's why I've got these bright colors. I did see some other examples of this bag on the Life of Color social media. They did one where they did everything like in a rainbow. So everything on one column is all red, then orange, then yellow, green, blue, purple, and all that. I decided that I didn't want to do that. Like, I think that looked really, really nice. For my bag, I decided I just wanted to go with color themes so that way the same heart would always be colored the same way. I have the giant heart with the arrow through it. It is always yellow. I did some complementary colors with the purple heart with the little yellow ones on the inside because I want those two to play off against each other. And then I did gradient ones with the yellow, orange, and red together because I just want a variety of different color themes within this. I just want this bag to pop and be bright and colorful and just happy. Now, I want to say about these Mott Mart markers, they have a brush tip, and earlier in this video I was disappointed that the Life of Color markers did not have a brush tip. I actually found the brush tip was actually so soft that on this thick, rough canvas bag that's kind of like a denim-y texture, it actually destroyed the ends of those markers. The actual Life of Color nibs, while they are small, they are actually a lot harder and they're more durable on this fabric. So that was my mistake originally, and I have to say the actual markers did come through because they did hold up on this fabric. Because it is more of the same, I am not going to show the second side being colored in or the coin purse. Obviously, I'm just doing exactly the same process. It's the same colors. You can already see what I'm doing. It would get a little bit boring if I just showed you the same thing over and over. I did have a lot of fun with this project. It wasn't challenging. I actually like art that's challenging, but I was able to just really, really enjoy this. It was just something different about it. I don't know. I just could get lost in this one. I don't always enjoy coloring pages. I can actually find them stressful, but I just found this project to be fun. And now that we're at the end, I can show you the finished piece. Here is the complete bag. There is the coin purse that comes with it, as well as the brand new markers that Life of Color sent me. As I've already said, I had a lot of fun doing this project. It was a little bit disappointing that the markers did have issues to begin with. It was probably mostly anticlimactic because it was the very first marker on the very first heart. I was so excited to start, and then that marker did not work, but they did give me those new markers and I cannot complain. If you like my content, don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Until next time, bye. Really, Maze? Did you really have to sit on top? Yeah, well, you're a cat. Of course you did.